Hi everyone, this is Lorraine. So today I am going to go over two eyeshadow palettes. If you watched my last video, you know that I purchased is the Viseart Professional Preview Eyeshadow Palette in 01 Basic Matte. I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. I've been using it. I've been really loving it. When I saw it, I thought that there was no greater thing that I've ever seen in an eyeshadow palette than all these nice matte colors. I just thought it was phenomenal. And then when I did the video, I received a couple comments that said there's a Sonia Kashuk palette at Target, because Sonia Kashuk is a brand I think exclusively to Target, that looks, or they said that's the same thing, or it's a dupe or whatever. You know, some people said, oh, you could have saved yourself some money, or you know, whatever. So today I went out and bought it because I thought, hey, I'm gonna compare the two and see how I really truly feel about them in comparison. And I'm just gonna say the Sonia Kashuk one is pretty great, and I'll tell you why this one is better, like with the quality wise, but they're pretty close. So this is the Sonia Kashuk palette. It's the Eye on Neutral Matte 02 Eye Couture, whatever. This is actually made in the USA, which I was pretty impressed by. I thought that that was kind of neat, because you don't see that many products made in the US, so I thought that was cool. The Viseart one is made in France. So when I went to Target and I saw this, it was pretty impressive. The difference, just immediate differences. The colors are slightly different. Obviously, they're not the same thing, but they're very similar. The colors are a little bit different. I think the only thing is this one has like a really terracotta color and this one has a dark brown color, whereas this one, I guess it does have a dark brown, it's just not as dark as that one. They're pretty close. They are pretty close. This, basically you're paying double the price for this one, because this product is 0.34 ounces, I believe. Something along those lines. Yeah, 0.34 ounces. And this one is 0.84. So basically you're paying, like, this one's obviously quite a bit more product in here. It's double and more. So basically this one's 20, this one's 80, fourth of the cost, but it's really double the product. So you're paying, you know, half. So you'd have to double this to get this amount of product. So it's half the cost for the Sonia Kashuk one. Now I am super impressed for the Sonia Kashuk. Essentially this is a drugstore product. That's what I kind of assume, since they sell it at Target, and all the other brands they sell are basically drugstore brands. So this essentially is a drugstore product. And the quality, I have never ever in my life found a drugstore eyeshadow that I felt good about. And I feel really good about this product. There is a palette that is essentially the same thing except shimmer, and I'm going to buy that now because I am so pleased with the product. Now here's why this one is essentially a little bit better than this one. The quality of these eyeshadows is better. It is better. It should be if it's double the price. Is it that much better? It depends. Here's where it depends. If you are very young and you have no fine lines in your eyes, I don't really have fine lines in my eyes. I have pretty thick skin on my eyelids. I don't know why. It just is what it is. Like, I never realized how thick my skin was there until I did my mom's eye makeup, and she has very like thin skin there, and then I touched my husband's and it was the same as my mom's. I just happen to have thick skin there. So if you have thin skin there that has maybe creases in it, the Sonia Kashuk one, I would avoid getting this because it does sink into those lines. So when I look, I actually did my eyeshadow. One eye, I believe this eye is the higher end palette, and this eye is the Sonia Kashuk palette. I don't know if you can really tell a difference. I can see like a little bit of difference, but not much. I used the colors that were similar on each of the palettes to create these eyeshadow looks. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So if you're thinking about this and you have nice young eyes that don't have any kind of fine lines on them whatsoever, by all means buy this one over this one. Just, you know, I wouldn't buy this if you had fine lines, because here I can see, if I go into the mirror, I was looking very closely at both sides of my eyes, and the only way I can describe it is that on the eye that I used the Sonia Kashuk, it kind of went into lines that I didn't even know that I had on my eyes. They look almost like I have stretch marks in a part of my eye. And this is only if you get like really up close and personal. It's not like, not something that you'd notice. I don't know. But if you actually had kind of visible lines around your eyes, avoid this palette because it does just dig in. This one just kind of goes on the eyes a lot nicer and a lot more smooth, and it just creates that like flawless canvas, whereas this one's really pretty and it still looks really nice, but it does go into those lines. So essentially if you use like an eyeshadow primer, which I didn't, that would fix that problem, but you don't even need to use this with an eyeshadow primer because it didn't sink into any lines. You see what I'm saying? The length of the wear also, this one, the Viseart one, is a little bit longer. The shadows in the Viseart one are, they just look a little bit more intense. They don't necessarily look like 100 times better, and they don't necessarily look doubly better, but they, I don't know, they just, something about them is definitely nicer. I am very impressed with this one. I really am. And am I happy that I bought this one still? Yes, I'm very pleased with this one. I still prefer this one over this one. I will buy the other Sonia Kashuk one just because I like the idea of having shimmers in like these style eyeshadows. I don't know the quality of those, if it's going to be similar, but as of now I think that these are really great. So if you live in the US, that's the only problem. You have to live in the US to get this palette, because, or Canada until this summer. I'm sorry for all you Canadians that are going to lose your Target, because Target is like my favorite place in the world. I really feel bad for you. I felt like posting on Facebook the day that I saw Target was leaving Canada. I'm like, this is such a sad day for Canada. I feel very bad for you. I love Target, but there are certain things that you guys have that we don't, so it is what it is. And I'm going to show you swatches now. Here is the Viseart Eyeshadow Palette. Very pretty, big, nice eyeshadows. And this is the Sonia Kashuk Palette. Smaller, still nice, all nice colors. They look very comparable as far as colors go. They're matte eyeshadows, so you don't see that too much in a palette. So I'm going to compare the colors that look the most similar to me, starting with the lightest. And this is the Sonia Kashuk palette, and I'm going to put it on the right side. I should have done it the opposite way because it makes it confusing with the palettes being on the opposite sides, but the Sonia Kashuk is on the right and the Viseart is on the left. You can see the quality of the Viseart palette is definitely a superior quality, but the Sonia Kashuk one really does compare really nicely, especially for the value of the product. Here's just another shade. That one just picks up a little bit more pink. You can just see, you really, to me at least, I can really just tell the difference. Sonia Kashuk, right side, Viseart on the left side. That is one of my favorite shades of eyeshadow that you could possibly get. It's like a bronzer kind of shade. I think it's just such a pretty, good shade of color, and they both have that color, so that's really nice. This is the color that I thought was a little bit hard to kind of figure out which one was more comparable on the Viseart palette to the Sonia Kashuk palette, because two of the browns just on the right side look similar. I went with that one,
they both look very similar. It's actually the color that I have on my lid in the video. And then we're going to go with this purple color. It's kind of funny how the colors in the palettes are really close, like with having this mauve-y purple, and I don't know, just must be kind of the trends for winter eyeshadow colors. Maybe, I don't know, possibly. Go with the gray since they both have this nice gray color. Again, Sonia on the right, Viseart on the left. And last color that I'm going to show you is the darkest color, which on the Viseart palette it appears really dark gray, and on the Sonia Kashuk palette it is more of a black. So they're not exactly the same for that, but you can tell that they're pretty similar. The Sonia Kashuk one comes out really black, and that one appeared a lot darker than I actually thought it was going to. And so those are all the colors side by side. I think that they're really, really nice. That's the Viseart side, and the Sonia Kashuk is on the right.
That is basically my comparison of these two palettes. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them below. If you would like me to ever compare anything else that you see me get and you're like, there's something just like that at the drugstore, I will buy it. I will be more than happy to buy it, to compare it for you, as long as I look at it and think that I'll like it. If I look at it and think it looks like crap, I will not buy it. I don't like to get things sent to me for free from companies because I do not want to feel like I have to talk up a product. I want to give you my most honest opinion. So this palette, I'm very happy that I bought it. I love it. I think it's great. If you want to buy it, I really, really love it. I really, really, really love this. If you don't want to spend the $80 and you do not have fine lines on your eyes, if you do not, I stress that, because if you do not have fine lines on your eyes, then get this one. If you don't have that problem at all, it's the Sonia Kashuk one is so pretty. They're very nice quality for a drugstore product. I see myself in the future trying out more Sonia Kashuk products. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely am going to pick up that other shimmer one. At the moment, when I saw it in the store, like the eyeshadow pans were all like popping up. Like they weren't placed in there nicely. So I would have actually bought the shimmer one today, but they were all kind of wonky in there. So it made me actually feel like I was probably going to be very unhappy with this product, but I'm very, very pleased. I am so pleased with this. Essentially, they are similar, but they definitely are not the same. So if you are thinking that you're getting the same product by buying this and this, you're not. This is definitely better, but this is a good option. This is a very, very good option if you don't want to pay for this and you want very similar. This is similar. It's just, it's not exactly the same, but it's still good. It's still very, very good. So that's it. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.